Imagine you are sitting alone, thinking about the person who hurt you. The words they said, the actions they took, it all replays in your mind like a never-ending loop. Your heart feels heavy, your mind restless. You try to move on, but the pain keeps pulling you back. No matter what you do, you can't seem to let go. Imagine carrying a bag filled with stones. Each stone represents a hurtful moment, a painful memory. The longer you carry it, the heavier it feels. Every step you take, the weight slows you down, making it harder to move forward. But what if you could simply drop the bag and free yourself? What if the pain you carry is not something you have to hold on to? Now, think about this. How many times have you spent sleepless nights, replaying the hurt over and over again? How often do you let someone's actions affect your peace? Have you ever wondered why their words still echo in your mind while they have already moved on? Why do we give so much power to those who hurt us? Here's a simple example. Imagine someone throws a burning coal at you. If you catch it, you get burned. But if you refuse to hold it, it falls to the ground, harmless. This is exactly how emotional pain works. The more you hold on to it, the more it hurts. But if you learn to let go, the pain loses its power. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, the place where we explore the timeless wisdom of Buddhism to heal, grow, and find inner peace. If you find value in these insights, then we need your support. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us bring more life-changing content to you. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters. Pain is a part of life, but suffering is optional. The way we react to hurt defines our peace. Buddhism teaches that pain is inevitable, but attachment to pain is a choice. When we learn to understand this, we take the first step toward true emotional freedom. Every time we get hurt, we have two choices: hold on to the pain or transform it into wisdom. The Buddha once said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When we hold on to resentment, we are the ones who suffer, not the person who hurt us. Most of us believe that letting go means forgetting what happened. But that's not true. Letting go doesn't mean erasing the past. It means freeing ourselves from the control it has over us. It means refusing to let someone else's actions dictate our happiness. Many people think that time will heal all wounds. But in reality, it is not just time, it is what we do with that time. If we spend days, months, or even years replaying the same pain, we are only deepening the wound. True healing happens when we shift our focus from pain to peace, from resentment to understanding. Buddhism teaches us that the root of suffering is attachment. When we attach ourselves to past pain, we keep reliving it. But when we learn to see pain as just another experience, like joy, like laughter, we begin to break free. Letting go does not mean allowing injustice. It does not mean accepting wrong behavior. It simply means refusing to let someone else's actions control your emotions. It means taking back your power. There is a way to find peace, even after being hurt. And in the next part, we will explore why people hurt others and how understanding their actions can help us free ourselves. Stay with us on this journey to healing. Understanding pain. Why do people hurt others? Sit down for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's talk. You have been hurt. Someone said something cruel. Someone betrayed your trust. Someone ignored you when you needed them the most. And now, you sit with this pain, wondering why. Why would they do this? Why would someone you cared about, someone you trusted, cause you so much suffering? It is a question many have asked before you. It is a question that can keep you awake at night, replaying moments, searching for answers. But the truth is, most of the time, the reason why people hurt others is not as personal as it feels. It is not always about you. Imagine a person walking down the street with a thorn in their foot. Every step they take is painful. They are frustrated, angry, and exhausted. Someone accidentally brushes against them, and they lash out in pain. Was it because of the person who touched them? No, it was because of the thorn they were already carrying. Many people carry invisible thorns in their hearts. Past wounds, fears, insecurities. They may not even realize it, but their pain spills onto others. Their anger is not truly directed at you. It is the result of battles they are fighting within themselves. Think of a river. When the water is calm, it reflects everything clearly. When it is disturbed, it becomes muddy, hiding what lies beneath. A peaceful person, like calm water, responds to the world with clarity and kindness. A troubled person, like a disturbed river, reacts with anger and hurt. The next time someone hurts you, instead of asking, "Why did they do this to me?" ask, "What must they be going through to act this way?" This shift in perspective does not justify their actions, but it helps you see that their pain is their own, not yours to carry. Buddha once told a story of a man who came to him, full of anger. The man insulted him, trying to provoke a reaction. But Buddha remained calm. When asked why he did not respond with anger, Buddha smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The answer is simple. It remains with the giver. In the same way, when someone tries to give you their anger, their bitterness, their cruelty, you do not have to accept it. You do not have to carry their pain as your own. Many people are trapped in cycles of pain. They were hurt in the past, and now they unknowingly pass that pain on to others. A child who was never shown love grows into an adult who struggles to express it. A person who was betrayed learns to distrust everyone. A heart that has been wounded too many times begins to build walls instead of bridges. Understanding this does not mean you should tolerate harm. It does not mean you should allow others to treat you badly. It simply means that you can stop taking their actions so personally. Their pain belongs to them. You are not responsible for it. You have probably seen this before. A person having a bad day snaps at a stranger. That stranger, now irritated, goes home and argues with a loved one. That loved one, feeling upset, becomes distant and cold. And so, the chain continues. One person's pain spreads from one heart to another, like a flame catching dry leaves. But what if, instead of passing it on, you stop it? Imagine a fire. If you throw it into it, it burns stronger. If you pour water on it, it goes out. When someone hurts you, you have two choices. Feed the fire by reacting with more anger, or put it out by responding with understanding. Does this mean you should let people walk all over you? No. Setting boundaries is important. But boundaries do not require anger. You can say, "This is not okay," without carrying hatred in your heart. You can walk away from those who harm you, without wishing them harm in return. Think of the sky. No matter how strong the storm, no matter how dark the clouds, the sky remains untouched. It does not try to fight the wind. It does not cling to the rain. It simply allows the storm to pass, knowing that the sun will shine again. You are like the sky. People's words, their actions, their anger, they are just passing clouds. If you let them pass, they will go. If you hold on to them, they will stay. The choice is always yours. There is an old saying, "Hurt people hurt people." But do you know what else is true? Healed people heal people. When you choose to break the cycle of pain, you not only free yourself, but you become a source of peace for others. So, the next time someone hurts you, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, do I want to hold on to this pain, or do I want to let it go? Because the moment you choose peace over anger, understanding over resentment, is the moment you take back your power. This is not weakness. It is strength. Anyone can react with anger, but it takes true strength to rise above it. In the next part, we will go deeper into the Buddhist wisdom of non-attachment and how it can help you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Stay with me on this journey. The art of non-attachment, freeing yourself from suffering. You hold on too tightly. That is why you suffer. You grip your pain like a precious object, afraid to let it go, afraid that if you release it, you will lose a part of yourself. But do you not see? It is the holding on that keeps you trapped. It is the attachment that chains you to suffering. Imagine a river flowing gently. The water moves effortlessly, finding its path, never stopping, never clinging. Now, imagine trying to hold the water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. This is how life works. When you cling, you create resistance. When you let go, you flow with the current of life. You were hurt. Someone's words, their actions, their betrayal, it left a wound inside you. And instead of allowing the wound to heal, you keep touching it, reopening it, reminding yourself of the pain. But what if I told you that you are the one keeping it alive? What if I told you that pain has no power of its own? It is only as strong as the attention you give it. Tell me, how many times have you replayed that painful moment in your mind? How many times have you repeated the same story to yourself? And what has it given you? Has it made you happy? Has it brought you peace? Or has it only deepened your suffering? The Buddha taught that suffering comes from attachment. It is not the pain that hurts us. It is our refusal to let go. A person insults you once, but in your mind, you replay it 100 times. Who is truly hurting you now? Them, or yourself? Let me tell you a story. There were two monks walking along a path when they came across a woman standing by a river. The current was strong, and she was afraid to cross. Without hesitation, the older monk picked her up and carried her to the other side. He set her down, and the two monks continued on their journey. For hours, they walked in silence. But the younger monk was restless. Finally, he could not hold it in any longer. "Why did you carry that woman?" he asked. "We are monks. We are not supposed to touch women." The older monk smiled and said, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" You see, the weight is not in the experience, it is in the mind. The past exists only as a memory, yet we carry it as if it were still happening. We hold on to grudges, resentment, and pain, dragging them with us like heavy stones. But the truth is, we can put them down at any moment. You say, "But they hurt me. I cannot just forget." No, you do not have to forget. But you must stop carrying it. Think of a bird. It perches on a branch, resting for a moment. But when the wind calls, it flies. It does not cling to the branch, fearing what will come next. It trusts the sky. It knows that life is movement, not stagnation. You must learn to be like the bird. Trust that letting go will not leave you empty. Trust that release is not loss. It is freedom. A man once asked the Buddha, "What is the secret to happiness?" The Buddha simply said, "Do not attach." The man did not understand. "But how can I live without attachments? I love my family, my friends. I care about my life." The Buddha smiled. To care is not to cling. A flower blooms, and you enjoy its beauty. But if you pick it and hold it too tightly, it withers. Love, experience, even pain, let them come, let them go. Do not try to possess what was never meant to be held forever. Ask yourself, why do you hold on to pain? Does it give you power? Does it make you feel justified? Or is it simply familiar? Sometimes, we cling to suffering because it is all we know. But suffering is not your home. You can choose to leave it. Non-attachment does not mean not caring. It means caring without ownership. It means experiencing fully, but not being controlled by what happens. When someone hurts you, do not let their actions become your burden. You cannot control what others do, but you can control how you carry it. You say, "But if I do not hold on to my pain, then they win." No, if you do not hold on to your pain, you win. You win your peace. You win your freedom. You win the right to move forward, unhindered by the past. Think of the ocean. A stone is thrown into it, but does it hold on to the disturbance? No, it absorbs it, and then it returns to stillness. Be like the ocean. Let what comes come. Let what goes go. Find your stillness. Right now, you have a choice. You can continue carrying this pain, letting it shape you, letting it define you. Or you can release it. You can put it down, like the monk put down the woman, like the bird leaves the branch, like the river that never clings to the rocks. If you are ready, take a deep breath. Feel the weight of your pain. And now, in your mind, let it go. Just for a moment. Feel the space it leaves behind. That space is peace. That space is freedom. You do not have to hold on to everything. You do not have to keep suffering. The moment you stop clinging is the moment you start living. In the next part, we will go deeper. We will explore how to transform pain into wisdom, how to take what once hurt you and turn it into strength. But for now, just breathe. Just be. And remember, letting go is not losing. It is choosing yourself, transforming pain into wisdom through mindfulness. Sit down for a moment. Breathe. Close your eyes and listen, not to the noise around you, but to yourself. What do you hear? The whispers of past wounds, the echoes of words that hurt you, the weight of memories you wish you could erase. Pain lingers not in the body, but in the mind. It repeats itself again and again because we allow it to. But today, I will show you another way. A way where pain does not control you, but instead, you use it to grow. When someone hurts you, the mind reacts instantly. It builds a wall, a shield to protect itself. But in doing so, it also traps the pain inside. Have you ever noticed how a small moment of hurt can last for days, months, even years? It is because we hold on to it. We feed it with our thoughts, with our emotions. We relive it, replaying it over and over like a fire that never dies out. But fire needs fuel. Take away the fuel, and the flames die. In the same way, pain needs your attention. Take away your attachment to it, and it loses its power. This is where mindfulness begins. Mindfulness is not about forgetting what happened. It is about seeing it clearly, accepting it, and then choosing how you respond. It is about standing in the middle of a storm and realizing that you are not the storm. You are simply watching it pass. Think of a river. When you stand in it, the water pushes against you, making it hard to move. But when you step back and watch, the water flows naturally. The same is true for pain. When you fight it, it grows stronger. But when you step back and observe it without judgment, it loses its grip on you. The Buddha once said, "Pain is certain, suffering is optional." Pain is what happens to us. Suffering is what we create from it. If a person insults you, that is pain. But if you replay their words in your mind 100 times, letting it poison your peace, that is suffering. And suffering is a choice. You may ask, how do I stop suffering? How do I stop these thoughts? The answer is simple: by being present. Pain lives in the past. Fear lives in the future. But peace only exists in the present moment. When you bring your mind back to now, the pain begins to lose its weight. Try this. When the thoughts come, do not fight them. Do not push them away. Simply watch them, as if you were watching clouds in the sky. Notice them, but do not follow them. The moment you stop attaching yourself to them, they start to dissolve. Have you ever noticed that a wound on the body heals on its own? The body does not hold on to pain. It does not keep opening the wound again and again. It simply lets it heal. But the mind does the opposite. It keeps picking at the wound, never allowing it to close. Mindfulness teaches us to let it be, to allow healing instead of resisting it. Some people believe that holding on to pain gives them power. They think that remembering every insult, every betrayal, makes them stronger. But true strength is not in remembering pain. It is in rising above it. Holding on to pain is like carrying a heavy stone. It does not make you stronger. It only makes your journey harder. Let me tell you a story. There were two monks walking along a muddy path. They saw a woman struggling to cross a river. The older monk picked her up and carried her across, then set her down and continued walking. Hours later, the younger monk, still troubled, said, "Why did you carry that woman? We are not supposed to touch women." The older monk smiled and replied, "I set her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This is what we do with pain. The event is over, but we continue carrying it in our minds. We hold on to it long after it is gone. But why? What do we gain from it? Does it change the past? Does it make us happier? No. It only keeps us trapped in suffering. So what can we do instead? How do we transform pain into wisdom? By looking at it differently. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every pain carries a lesson. Every wound carries wisdom. If you learn from your pain, it no longer controls you. Instead, it becomes your teacher. Think of a lotus flower. It grows in mud, in dirt, in the darkest waters. But it does not let the mud define it. It rises above, untouched, pure, beautiful. This is what we must do. We must not let our pain define us. We must rise above it. The next time someone hurts you, do not react immediately. Pause. Breathe. Watch your thoughts, but do not let them control you. Observe the pain, but do not hold on to it. And ask yourself, does holding on to this bring me peace, or does it take it away? If it takes it away, then why hold on to it? Pain is a teacher, not a prison. Use it to grow, to understand yourself, to strengthen your mind. Do not let it become a chain that holds you back. Transform it, and you will transform yourself. And remember, just as clouds pass, just as storms fade, so too does pain. Nothing lasts forever, not even suffering. And the more you learn to let go, the lighter you will feel, the freer you will become. Now, take a deep breath. Let go of one small piece of pain today. Just one. And tomorrow, do it again. Soon, you will see, the weight you have been carrying was never yours to hold. Practicing compassion without becoming a victim. You have been hurt. The pain is real. The wound is deep. It lingers in your mind, in your heart, in the quiet moments when no one is around. You try to forget, but it returns. You try to move on, but it holds you back. And then someone says, "You must be compassionate. You must forgive." But how can you show kindness to the one who caused you pain? How can you be compassionate without feeling weak? Compassion is not about letting someone walk over you. It is not about pretending the hurt did not happen. It is not about ignoring the pain. True compassion is strength. It is wisdom. It is understanding without allowing yourself to be harmed again. Imagine standing in a storm. The wind is howling, the rain is falling, the sky is dark. You cannot stop the storm, but you can find shelter. You can stay safe. Compassion is the shelter for your heart. It protects you, but it does not mean standing in the storm unguarded. Many people misunderstand compassion. They think it means allowing people to treat you badly. But this is not what Buddhism teaches. The Buddha never said, "Let others hurt you." He said, "Understand them, but do not let them disturb your peace." Think about this. If a person is drowning, will you jump in without knowing how to swim? No, because then both of you will sink. Instead, you throw a rope, you reach out a hand, but you stay on steady ground. This is compassion with wisdom. You help, but you do not destroy yourself in the process. There are people in this world who act out of their own pain. They hurt others because they do not know how to heal themselves. This does not mean you must accept their harm. It simply means you do not have to become like them. When someone throws anger at you, you do not have to catch it. When someone tries to bring you down, you do not have to fall. Compassion is the ability to see someone's suffering without letting it become your suffering. It is seeing their darkness without letting it consume your light. It is saying, "I understand you, but I will not allow you to harm me." There is a story of the Buddha and a man filled with anger. The man insulted the Buddha, called him names, tried to provoke him, but the Buddha remained calm. The man asked, "Why do you not react?" The Buddha smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man replied, "To the one who offered it." The Buddha nodded. "Then why should I accept your anger?" This is the power of compassion. It does not mean you let people throw their anger, pain, and hatred onto you. It means you do not take it in. You do not let it poison your heart. Sometimes, the most compassionate thing you can do is walk away. Not with hate, not with anger, but with peace. Walking away does not mean you do not care. It means you care about yourself too. It means you refuse to stay where you are not valued, where you are not respected, where you are being hurt. Boundaries are a part of compassion. You can love someone and still keep a distance. You can forgive someone and still choose not to let them back into your life. Forgiveness does not mean returning to pain. It means freeing yourself from it. If a snake bites you, you do not go back and ask it to bite you again. You heal the wound, you learn from the experience, and you move forward with wisdom. The same applies to people who hurt you. Some may say, if you are truly compassionate, you will tolerate everything. But this is not true. Compassion includes compassion for yourself. The Buddha taught balance. He never said to sacrifice your well-being for others. He taught kindness, but also wisdom. He taught love, but also awareness. There is no kindness in allowing yourself to be mistreated. There is no wisdom in staying where you are not valued. True compassion is knowing when to stay and when to walk away. Imagine a flame. If you protect it, it gives warmth, it gives light. But if you let the wind blow through it without care, it will be extinguished. Your inner peace is like that flame. Compassion means protecting it, not letting it be put out by the storms of others. Some people do not know how to love. They only know how to take. They only know how to hurt. You cannot change them, but you can choose how you respond. You can choose to rise above. Compassion does not mean losing yourself for the sake of others. It means being kind, but also being wise. It means understanding, but also protecting your own heart. It means helping, but not at the cost of your peace. If someone hurts you, you do not have to hurt them back. But you also do not have to stay. You do not have to carry their pain. You do not have to let them control your emotions. You are free to choose your response. A wise person once said, "Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace." This is the essence of true compassion. You can be kind without being weak. You can be understanding without being blind. You can be loving without being broken. True strength is not in fighting back. True strength is in knowing when to walk away, when to hold your peace, when to let go. Compassion is a gift you give to yourself. It is the freedom to choose love over hate, peace over anger, wisdom over suffering. You do not have to let their actions define you. You do not have to let their pain become your pain. You are not a victim. You are not weak. You are strong. You are wise. You are free. The power of forgiveness, a gift to yourself. You are hurt. Someone's words, someone's actions, They left a scar on your heart. The pain lingers, no matter how much time has passed. You tell yourself you have moved on, but deep down, the weight of resentment still clings to you. It shows up when you least expect it, like a shadow that refuses to leave. You replay the past, over and over, wishing things had been different. But tell me, what do you gain from holding on to this pain? Does it bring you peace? Does it heal your wounds? Or does it trap you in a cycle of suffering, making you relive the hurt long after it happened? Buddhism teaches us a profound truth. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. It is not about excusing what they did. It is not about pretending the pain never happened. It is about freeing yourself from the prison of resentment. Think of a clenched fist. When you hold on to anger, your heart becomes like that fist, tight, rigid, unable to receive anything new. But the moment you let go, your hand opens, your heart softens, and suddenly, there is space for peace to enter. Many believe forgiveness means weakness, that if we forgive, we are letting the other person win. But true forgiveness is not about them. It is about reclaiming your own peace. It is about refusing to let their actions continue to hurt you. Let me share a story. A monk and his disciple were walking through a village. They came across a woman who needed help crossing a river. The monk picked her up and carried her across. After they crossed, the woman left without even thanking him. The disciple was furious. Hours passed, and he finally said, "Master, I cannot believe how rude that woman was. You carried her across, and she didn't even acknowledge it." The monk smiled and said, "I put her down hours ago, but you are still carrying her." This is how resentment works. The moment has passed, but we keep carrying it in our minds, allowing it to poison our hearts. Now, think about the person who hurt you. Are they suffering because of your anger? Or are they going on with their life, unaware of the storm inside you? The only person suffering is you. The only person carrying the weight is you. The Buddha once said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love." This is the eternal rule. When we hold on to anger, we create suffering. When we release it, we create peace. But how do we forgive when the pain is deep? How do we let go when every part of us wants justice? First, understand that forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean allowing harm to continue. It means choosing peace over pain. It means deciding that you will not let someone else's actions control your emotions any longer. Close your eyes and imagine a burning coal in your hand. This coal represents your anger, your resentment. Now, imagine you have a choice. You can keep holding it, letting it burn you, or you can drop it. The pain does not disappear immediately, but the moment you let go, healing begins. Forgiveness is not a single moment. It is a practice. Some days, it will feel easy. Other days, the pain will return. That is okay. Healing is not about perfection. It is about persistence. A wise Zen master once said, "You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." The waves of pain, of anger, of resentment, they will come, but you have the power to rise above them. Look at nature. The river does not hold onto the leaves that fall into it. It carries them away, effortlessly. The wind does not cling to the dust. It moves forward. Be like the river. Be like the wind. Let go of what no longer serves you. Ask yourself this. What do you truly want? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be free? Do you want to hold on to pain, or do you want peace? The choice is yours. There is an old saying, resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But you are not here to suffer. You are here to heal. You are here to grow. You are here to be free. So, take a deep breath. Exhale. Release the weight you have been carrying, and step into the peace that has always been waiting for you. Letting go, the secret to true emotional freedom. My dear listener, imagine holding a rope that is burning your hands. The more you grip it, the more it hurts. But for some reason, you don't let go. You tell yourself, if I hold on a little longer, maybe the pain will go away. But it doesn't. It only burns deeper into your skin. This is what happens when we hold on to emotional pain. We think that by remembering the hurt, by replaying it over and over, we will somehow make sense of it. But the truth is, the more we hold on, the more we suffer. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is about freeing yourself from the weight that is crushing your heart. It is about choosing peace over pain, freedom over chains. So why is it so hard to let go? Because we believe that holding on gives us power. We think that if we keep the pain close, we can protect ourselves from future hurt. We convince ourselves that by remembering every detail, we will somehow find justice. But has that ever worked? Has holding on to pain ever made you feel truly strong? Pain doesn't make us strong. Healing does. There was once a man who carried a heavy bag of stones everywhere he went. When people asked him why, he said, "Each stone is a memory of the people who hurt me. I carry them so I never forget." One day, an old monk saw him struggling under the weight of the bag. The monk asked, "Does this bag make you happy?" The man shook his head. "Then why do you carry it?" the monk asked. The man had no answer. This is how many of us live. We carry the weight of old wounds, of past betrayals, of words that cut deep. We carry them, thinking that if we let them go, we lose something. But what do we actually lose? Only suffering, only pain. Letting go does not mean pretending something didn't happen. It does not mean excusing bad behavior. It simply means refusing to let someone else's actions control your emotions. Think about a clear lake. When a stone is thrown into it, ripples form. But after a while, the water becomes still again. The lake does not hold onto the disturbance. It does not keep the ripples alive. It simply returns to peace. You, too, can return to peace. But how? First, understand that the past only exists in your mind. The words that hurt you, the betrayal that broke you, it is not happening right now. It is a memory, and memories only have power if we keep feeding them. Imagine you are watching a fire burn. Every time you think about the pain, it is like throwing another piece of wood into the flames. The more you feed it, the stronger it grows. But if you stop adding wood, if you stop giving it energy, the fire will slowly die out. The same is true for emotional pain. If you stop feeding it, it will fade. But you might say, "I can't forget what happened." And you are right. You don't have to forget. But you can choose not to relive it. You can choose not to let it define your present moment. Think of the sky. Sometimes it is filled with dark clouds. Sometimes storms rage. But no matter how heavy the clouds, above them, the sky is always blue. Your true nature is like that sky. Calm, infinite, untouched. Pain is just the passing clouds. A great Zen master once said, "You are not the storm. You are the sky. So let the clouds come. Let the storms pass. But do not hold on to them." People often ask, "But what if the person who hurt me never apologizes? How can I let go if they don't admit they were wrong?" The answer is simple, because your peace is not in their hands. If you wait for an apology to heal, you are giving them control over your happiness. But when you choose to let go, you take your power back. Letting go is not a gift to them. It is a gift to yourself. Imagine walking through a garden with your hands full of stones. You want to pick the beautiful flowers, but you can't, because your hands are already occupied with the past. The only way to hold something new, something beautiful, is to first drop what you are carrying. So let it go. Drop the stones. Free yourself. One day, you will look back and realize that the pain that once felt so powerful has faded. Not because time healed it, but because you chose to release it. And when that day comes, you will finally be free. The Buddhist approach to emotional healing. Sit down, take a deep breath, and listen carefully. You have carried this pain for too long. You have allowed it to shape your thoughts, steal your peace, and make a home in your heart. But tell me, have you ever seen a river hold onto a fallen leaf? Have you ever seen the sky refuse to let the clouds pass? Nature flows, yet we, human beings, hold on. You were hurt. Someone's words, actions, or betrayal wounded you deeply. Maybe it was someone close, someone you trusted, or maybe it was a stranger whose actions left a lasting scar. The pain is real, but so is the path to healing. And that path begins when you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" Pain is a teacher. It is not here to destroy you, but to transform you. When fire touches gold, it does not ruin it, it purifies it. In the same way, suffering can either harden you or awaken you. The choice is yours. The Buddha once said, "Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional." Do you understand what this means? It means that life will bring difficulties. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will not always be in your favor. But suffering, the feeling of being trapped in that pain, that is something you can control. You suffer because you replay the hurt in your mind. You suffer because you keep scratching an old wound instead of letting it heal. Imagine a thorn has pricked your foot. What do? Do you press it deeper? Do you keep touching it, feeling the pain again and again? No, you remove it. You clean the wound. You take care of it. And with time, it heals. But emotional wounds, those we refuse to heal. We keep pressing them, remembering them, reliving them. We say, why did they do this to me? Why did this happen? But we never ask, how can I remove this pain from my heart? The first step to healing is understanding that you are not your pain. It is something that happened to you, but it is not you. The rain falls, but it is not the sky. The storm comes, but it does not own the ocean. In the same way, hurtful moments come, but they do not define you. If someone insults you, where is the insult? In their mouth or in your mind? If someone betrays you, where is the betrayal? In their actions or in your heart? You see, pain does not come from what others do. It comes from how we hold on to it. You are holding fire in your hands and wondering why it burns. Let it go. Now, I know this is not easy. If it were, everyone would be free from suffering. But healing takes awareness. It takes effort. It takes patience. You cannot erase pain instantly, just as you cannot make a seed grow into a tree in a single day. But if you start today, if you start now, you will take your first step toward peace. How do you start? By sitting with your pain, not running from it, not fighting it, just observing it, like a mountain watches the clouds pass. When you sit with your pain, you see it clearly. You see that it is just a memory, a thought, a moment that no longer exists except in your mind. It is not here anymore, yet you keep reviving it. Why? A wise man once carried a rock everywhere he went. People asked him, "Why do you carry that rock?" He replied, "Because someone threw it at me once, and I cannot forget it." The people laughed. But the one who threw it has forgotten, and you are the only one still suffering. Think about this. Who is suffering more? The one who caused the pain or the one who refuses to let it go? You might say, "But they hurt me deeply. I cannot simply forget." And that is true. Forgetting is not the goal. Healing is. Forgetting pushes the pain away, but healing dissolves it completely. And healing starts when you stop feeding the pain with your thoughts. Look around you. The sun rises every day, no matter how dark the night was. The tree continues to grow, even if a branch was broken. Life moves forward, and so can you. You are not meant to stay in suffering. You are meant to rise, to grow, to become something greater than the pain you experienced. What if, instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" you asked, "How can this make me wiser, stronger, kinder?" Every wound carries a lesson. Every pain has the potential to make you a deeper, more compassionate person, but only if you choose to see it that way. There is a story of a monk who was insulted by a man in the village. The man shouted at him, called him names, tried to provoke him, but the monk remained calm. Seeing this, the man became frustrated and asked, "Why don't you react? Why don't you defend yourself?" The monk smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift, but you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man was silent. The monk continued, "In the same way, if someone offers you anger, insults, or pain, but you do not accept them, they remain theirs, not yours." This is the essence of healing. To not take what does not serve you. To not hold on to what only brings suffering. If you do not accept the poison, it cannot harm you. So today, right now, I ask you, what pain are you holding on to? What wound are you refusing to heal? Are you ready to let it go? Are you ready to walk away from suffering and toward peace? The Buddha did not promise a life without pain, but he showed a path to move beyond it. And now, that path is in front of you. Will you take the first step? In the next part, we will explore how to build inner strength and turn pain into personal growth. Because healing is not just about letting go, it is about rising higher than before. Stay with me, and let us walk this path together, building inner strength, turning hurt into growth. Sit down, take a deep breath, and listen carefully. There is a story unfolding within you. A story of pain, but also of strength. A story of wounds, but also of wisdom. You have been hurt, maybe by someone close, maybe by life itself. The question is, what will you do with this pain? Will you let it weaken you, or will you use it to become stronger? Every person walking this earth has felt the sting of hurt, betrayal, disappointment, rejection. These are the shadows that follow us. But the wise do not run from the shadows. They learn to walk with them until the light returns. Pain is like fire. If you fear it, it will consume you. But if you understand it, you can use it to forge yourself into something stronger. The strongest swords are made in the hottest flames. The deepest wisdom is born from the greatest struggles. Think of a tree standing tall in the storm. The winds shake it, the rain beats down on it, but it does not break. Instead, its roots grow deeper, making it even stronger. You must become like that tree. Do not curse the storm. Let it shape you. There is a reason why suffering exists. It is not here to destroy you, but to teach you. Pain is a mirror. It shows you who you are. When someone betrays you, you learn who you can trust. When someone abandons you, you learn how to stand on your own. When someone breaks your heart, you learn how strong it truly is. Do not let pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. The world is full of people who have suffered and closed their hearts. Do not be one of them. The strongest people are not the ones who have never been hurt. They are the ones who have been hurt but still choose to love, still choose to trust, still choose to believe in goodness. Ask yourself, what has pain taught you? Have you learned patience? Have you learned resilience? Have you learned to see the truth in people? Every hurt carries a lesson, but only if you are willing to learn. There was once a man who lost everything. His family, his home, his wealth, all taken from him. He sat under a tree, broken and lost. A wise master passed by and saw him. The master smiled and said, "You are fortunate. Now, nothing is holding you back from becoming who you were meant to be." The man was confused. "How can you say that?" he asked. The master replied, "Because you have been freed. You no longer have anything to fear losing. You are now stronger than you have ever been. Pain is not your enemy. Fear is. Fear of pain, fear of loss, fear of the unknown. But here is the truth. Pain will come, whether you fear it or not. So why let fear control you? Why let it dictate your life? Strength does not come from avoiding pain. It comes from facing it and walking through it. The Buddha taught that suffering is a part of life, but suffering does not have to define life. The wise do not avoid suffering, they transform it. Do not wait for the world to be kind before you choose to be kind. Do not wait for life to be easy before you choose to be strong. Strength is built in difficulty, not in comfort. You may think, "But I am tired. I do not want to be strong anymore." That is because you have been carrying your pain the wrong way. Strength is not about carrying pain forever. It is about using it, learning from it, and then setting it down. Think of a seed buried deep in the ground. In darkness, it struggles, it pushes, it fights to break through the soil. But it does not stop. It keeps growing, until one day, it reaches the sunlight. You are that seed. Your pain is the darkness. But growth is coming. Do not resist pain, transform it. If someone has hurt you, use that pain to become wiser. If life has been cruel, use that experience to help others. If you have been abandoned, use that loneliness to discover yourself. Every wound can become a source of strength if you let it. Some people spend their lives blaming others for their pain. They say, "If only they hadn't hurt me, I would be happy." But do you really want to give them that power? Do you really want to let them decide your happiness? Take your power back. Decide that their actions will not define your life. Strength does not mean closing your heart. It means keeping it open, even after being hurt. It means choosing to rise, even after falling. It means standing tall, even when the world tries to break you. A wise man once said, "The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists." Flexibility is strength. Adaptability is strength. The ability to take pain and still move forward, that is strength. There is no life without suffering, but there is also no life without growth. The two walk hand in hand. The more you grow, the more challenges you will face. But do not fear them. Welcome them. They are shaping you into the person you were meant to be. Look back at your past. See how much you have survived. Every heartbreak, every failure, every disappointment. You are still here. That is proof of your strength. If you have survived your past, you can survive anything. The strongest people in the world are not those who have never suffered. They are the ones who have suffered deeply and still shine. They are the ones who have been broken and still love. They are the ones who have been hurt and still choose kindness. One day, you will look back at this pain and see it for what it truly was, a lesson, a teacher, a guide. You will understand that it did not come to destroy you. It came to build you. There is no easy path to strength. There is no shortcut to wisdom. But every pain, every struggle, every challenge, it all leads to something greater. It leads to you becoming the person you were always meant to be. So do not fear the fire. Let it forge you. Do not fear the storm. Let it shape you. Do not fear the darkness. It is only there to help you find your own light. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are becoming. And one day, when you have walked through this pain, you will see you were strong all along. Cultivating loving kindness to overcome hurt. Sit down for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your body, filling your lungs, and then gently leaving. In this moment, let everything else fade away. Just listen. There is something important you need to hear. When someone hurts you, what is your first reaction? Anger? Pain? A deep desire to make them understand how much they have wounded you? Maybe you replay the situation in your mind, over and over, thinking about what you should have said or done differently. Maybe you feel helpless, wondering why people can be so cruel. Hurt leaves a scar not only on the heart, but on the mind. It becomes a weight that you carry with you, even when you don't realize it. And the longer you hold on to it, the heavier it becomes. But what if I told you that you could put it down? That there is a way to release this burden without letting anyone take advantage of you? The answer is loving kindness. Now, before you shake your head and think, how can I be kind to someone who hurt me? Listen carefully. Loving kindness does not mean accepting mistreatment. It does not mean excusing bad behavior. It means freeing yourself from the poison of resentment. It means choosing peace over pain. Imagine this. You are walking through a beautiful garden. The sun is warm, the air is fresh, and everything feels peaceful. But suddenly, someone throws a handful of mud at you. It lands on your clothes, your hands, maybe even your face. What do? Do you run after them, trying to throw mud back? Do you stand there, screaming at the sky, asking why this happened? Or do you simply walk to a stream, wash yourself clean, and continue enjoying your walk? Loving kindness is that stream. It is the choice to wash away the mud instead of carrying it with you. But let's be honest, this is not easy. When someone wounds us, the pain feels personal. It feels unfair. Our minds scream, they don't deserve my kindness. They don't deserve my peace. But ask yourself, do you deserve peace? Do you deserve to be free from the suffering their actions caused? If the answer is yes, then loving kindness is the path forward. Start small. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Think about someone you love deeply. A friend, a sibling, a mentor, someone who has always been kind to you. Feel the warmth in your heart as you think of them. Now, silently wish them well. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you find peace. Stay with that feeling. Let it grow. Then, think of someone neutral, perhaps a stranger, someone you pass by in the streets. Again, send them the same silent wish. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. Now comes the difficult part. Think of the person who hurt you, the one who caused you pain, the one whose actions still linger in your mind. Your heart might resist. It might feel impossible to send them kindness. But remember, this is not for them. This is for you. Say it, even if it feels unnatural. May you find peace. May you be free from suffering. You are not saying, what you did was okay. You are not saying, I welcome you back into my life. You are simply choosing to release the hold their actions have over you. Because the truth is, people hurt others because they are hurting themselves. No person filled with love and inner peace seeks to harm others. If they have caused you pain, it is because they do not know how to deal with their own suffering. Does this mean you must allow them back into your life? No. Boundaries are necessary. Wisdom is necessary. You can forgive someone and still walk away. You can send kindness without welcoming toxicity. Think of a tree. A strong, old tree standing tall in the forest. Birds come to rest on its branches. Some sing sweet songs. Others peck at the bark. Some animals take shelter under its shade, while others scratch at its trunk. But does the tree change? No. It continues to stand, rooted deeply, offering shade, air, and beauty. Not because of what others do, but because that is its nature. You, too, can be like that tree. Loving kindness does not make you weak. It does not make you a fool. It makes you free. It allows you to live without carrying the burden of anger. It allows you to focus on your own growth, rather than the actions of those who tried to harm you. And if the anger comes back, if the resentment creeps in again, do not fight it. Acknowledge it. Observe it. And then return to kindness. A wise master once said, holding on to anger is like holding a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. In the end, you are the one who gets burned. So let go of the coal. Wash off the mud. Stand tall like the tree. Your peace is more important than your pain. And in the next part, We will explore how meditation and reflection can help strengthen this practice, bringing even deeper healing. Stay with this journey. Your freedom is closer than you think. Finding peace through meditation and reflection. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Let everything settle. Let the noise of the world fade for just a while. Feel your body. Feel your presence. Right now, in this moment, nothing else exists. It is just you, your breath, and a stillness within. This stillness is always there. But most of the time, we don't notice it. Our minds are too busy, too restless, always chasing thoughts, worries, and emotions. It is like a river after a storm, muddy, chaotic, and fast-moving. But when the storm settles, the water becomes clear again. The same happens with our minds. When we slow down, when we allow stillness, clarity returns. Meditation is not about escaping life. It is about truly living it. It is not about forcing thoughts away. It is about learning to observe them without being controlled by them. When someone hurts us, our minds react like fire, hot, intense, and consuming. But what happens when we stop feeding the fire? It burns out on its own. Meditation teaches us how to stop feeding the fire of pain and anger. Many people think meditation is complicated, but it is not. It is the simplest thing in the world, just being present. Right here, right now, not lost in the past, not worried about the future. Just here. When you sit in meditation, you do not have to fight your thoughts. Just watch them, like clouds passing in the sky. They come, they go. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky. Some pain is deep. Some wounds take time to heal. But meditation helps us see that pain is just another passing cloud. It does not define us. It is not who we are. The more we observe it, the less power it has over us. Reflection is another path to healing. It is asking yourself, not, why did this happen to me? But, what can I learn from this? When we change the question, we change our perspective. Instead of feeling like a victim, we become a student of life. Every hurt, every wound carries a lesson. But we can only see it when we take a step back and reflect. Think about a still pond. When the water is calm, it reflects the sky perfectly. But when the water is disturbed, the reflection is broken. Our minds work the same way. When we are caught in emotions, we cannot see clearly. But when we become still, the answers come naturally. There is a story of a monk who was insulted by a man. The man shouted at him, called him names, and tried to make him angry. But the monk just smiled. The man asked, "Why are you not angry?" The monk replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man said, "To the one who offered it." The monk nodded and said, "Then why should I accept your anger?" This is the power of awareness. When we are aware, we realize that we do not have to accept everything that is thrown at us. We do not have to absorb the negativity of others. We can choose to let it pass through us, like wind passing through an open window. But how do we reach this level of peace? Through practice. Meditation is like a muscle. The more we train it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it may feel difficult. Thoughts will come. Memories will arise. But with time, the mind learns to settle. Imagine sitting by a river. The water flows, carrying leaves and twigs. If you try to stop the river, you will struggle. But if you just watch, you will see that everything moves on its own. The same happens in meditation. You sit, you breathe, you watch, and slowly, everything flows away. Many people think they need a quiet place to meditate. But the truth is, meditation can happen anywhere. While walking, while eating, even while washing dishes. It is simply the act of being fully present in whatever you do. If you are drinking tea, drink tea. If you are walking, just walk. When you bring awareness to each moment, life itself becomes meditation. Reflection, too, is a form of meditation. It is asking yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Every wound carries wisdom. Maybe it teaches patience. Maybe it teaches strength. Maybe it shows us what we truly value. The answers come when we sit with our pain, instead of running from it. Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." We often believe that peace will come when everything is perfect, when people treat us better, when life is easier, when problems disappear. But true peace does not depend on the outside world. It is something we build from within. A person who is at peace cannot be disturbed. No matter what happens outside, their inner world remains calm. This does not mean we ignore problems. It means we handle them with wisdom, not with anger. We respond, instead of reacting. Think about a candle in the wind. If the wind is strong, the flame flickers, sometimes even goes out. But if we protect it, if we keep it safe, it burns steadily. Our peace is the same. If we let every storm shake us, we will always feel restless. But if we learn to guard our peace, nothing can take it away. Pain is a teacher. Meditation and reflection are the tools that help us understand its lessons. When we meditate, we see pain for what it is, temporary, fleeting, just another passing experience. When we reflect, we take the lessons and grow stronger. One day, you will look back at the pain you carry now and see how it shaped you. You will see that it did not break you, it built you. That it did not weaken you, it made you wiser. The only question is, will you allow yourself to learn from it? Take a deep breath. Feel this moment. Let the past rest. Let the future wait. Right now, just be. This is peace. This is freedom. And it has always been within you. A new beginning, walking the path of true freedom. Sit with me for a moment. Breathe in deeply. Feel the air into your lungs. Hold it. Now, slowly release it. This is life, coming and going, flowing like a river. Nothing stays. Not the breath. Not the pain. Not even the past. Everything moves. Everything changes. Yet, we humans hold on. We cling to memories, to words spoken long ago, to wounds that should have healed. Why? Why do we keep carrying the weight of things that no longer exist? You have walked this journey with me. You have seen the pain, understood its roots, and learned how to transform it. And now, as we come to this moment, I ask you, are you ready to let go? Truly let go? Many people believe that letting go means forgetting. That if we forgive, we allow others to hurt us again. That if we release the pain, we somehow lose a part of ourselves. But this is not true. Letting go is not weakness. It is strength. It is choosing peace over suffering. It is stepping into the light after living in darkness for too long. Think of a tree. When the storm comes, it does not fight the wind. It bends. It sways. And when the storm passes, it stands tall once again. It does not hold on to the past. It does not keep a record of how strong the wind was or how much it suffered. It simply continues to grow. You, too, are like that tree. The storm came. It shook you. It hurt you. But now, the storm is gone. What remains is your choice. Do you hold on to the memory of the storm, or do you grow? The Buddha taught that suffering comes from attachment. When we attach ourselves to pain, it controls us. But when we see pain for what it is, just a moment in time, just a passing cloud, we can step away from it. We can finally be free. Let me tell you a story. There were two monks walking along a path. They came to a river where a woman was struggling to cross. One monk hesitated, but the other monk lifted her onto his shoulders and carried her across. Hours later, as they walked on, the first monk could not hold back his frustration. How could you carry that woman? We are monks. We do not touch women. The other monk smiled and said, I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? This is what we do with our pain. The event is over. The words were spoken. The actions were done. But we keep carrying them. We let them weigh us down. We let them live in our minds, controlling our emotions, shaping our days. But today, here, in this moment, I ask you, will you put it down? Will you finally release what no longer serves you? Forgiveness is not about others. It is about you. It is about choosing to no longer let the past define your present. It is about walking forward without the heavy burden on your back. If someone hurt you, understand this. What they did was a reflection of them, not you. Their words came from their own pain, their own ignorance, their own suffering. You do not have to carry their mistakes. You do not have to live under their shadow. You are free. You have always been free. You only needed to see it. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a river. In your hands, you hold a stone. This stone is your pain, your anger, your resentment. Feel its weight. Feel how heavy it is. Now, take a deep breath and drop it into the water. Watch it sink. Watch the ripples spread, then disappear. This is your new beginning. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. If you found peace, if you found even a single moment of clarity, then please, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. Your support helps us continue this journey of healing and growth. And most importantly, share your thoughts in the comments. Let your voice be heard. Your story matters. Now, as you open your eyes, as you take your next breath, know this: you are no longer the person who started this journey. You have changed. You have grown. And from this moment forward, you walk with a lighter heart, with a clearer mind, with a soul unburdened. The past is gone. The future is unwritten. But this moment, this very breath, is yours. And in this moment, you are free.